Some of you may be wondering, what's with the silence? Huh, Lucky Chief? Like, what's with the silence? Like, no quippy intros, nothing of the sorts? And is it because, number one, haven't done a podcast in the last couple weeks? Or, at least that's what it appears to be given the last podcast that just came up. Or is it because of what happened in the latest chapter? I'll leave that up to you guys for that interpretation. Lucky Cheese 7 is back again to give you guys another Black Clover podcast, and you might be wondering, are you going to do it by yourself? No, of course not, because y'all know the drill. It'll just make me like any other YouTuber talking about series and just, going into details about things. So, I don't know, why not carry that over, and talk about it with a buddy, with a friend. And in saying that, I brought with me a special friend and a special guest. As rusty as my intro sounds, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Greetings. It is I, Sparda3g, once again at another Black Clover podcast. And yeah, it's been a while, but we always gonna be on time when it comes to something exciting. Well, actually, it has been exciting for the past couple of chapters already, but we're gonna make it up right now. So yeah, it's good to be back again, and hopefully we have a fun discussion today.
Hopefully. Which, yeah, so given that we didn't cover the last chapter, something we're going to do first. So we're going to build it up. For those of you who've been with us since Tokyo, y'all know how that trend usually works. So it's not going to be anything different here. And in saying that, let's go ahead and dive right into chapter 226, where we have Gaja about to using his spell against Noelle, starting to give his attack. And Noelle's like, his element is lightning. But then, what are those symbols, those symbol-looking things? And we find out that his spell is, or his magic, not only is his lightning magic, but the style is, I'm going to butcher, but it's Tenjioria? One of the two.
I gotta check out the official one to see if I can get the name.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it, Tenjioria, I think. If I'm butchering the name, guys, I apologize.
I like if I were to review this series weekly, I'll be like, oh, I gotta start practicing the pronunciation of Japanese.
You're right.
It's gonna be really hard on my end because it took me a while for Kingdom. Probably gonna take me a while for this one. It took me a while for a lot of other series, honestly. So yeah, but let me see.
Going from there, we got Noelle, and she's like, so fast, but Valkyrie dress will be able to dodge it. And Gaja is like, as expected of a level 1, but... And then you see, over here in the corner, it says, how will Noelle and the others fare against the Spirit Director's magic? Chapter 226, the Spirit Detector's magic. Gaja says, I've commanded my magic to continue chasing you until it strikes true. And Mimosa is like just thinking to herself, like, is this one of the unique magical techniques of Heart Kingdom? And as this attack's going through, you see Noelle, like just looking back briefly, see Gaja, and then Finral laying on top of Mimosa's spell, where she says, Gaja, please return Asta to us, otherwise we'll be forced to fight you. And he's like, attack magic? It seems Lady Mimosa has progressed beyond a level 3, and apparently the spatial mage can create a passageway to anywhere that he can see. I suppose I can show you the difference in our levels, and you see what he's about to do. Isn't that technique in the air? And Noelle's looking kind of surprised too, like, this mana, this is bad. And he continues on by saying, humans can't simply compare to the abundant mass of nature, the abundant massive mana of nature. And before we actually cut over to the next part of the chapter, don't necessarily figure that out right off the bat. It is pretty crazy to see what exactly is going on with you know
Well, I'm sorry. The attack name is the exact same name in the official. I just don't know how to pronounce it though. Tengito Law. I don't know. I don't. It's even.
I'm gonna assume it's Tenji Oria. That's the closest thing I can say.
I mean, it sounds like a different language, but I could be wrong. It probably is Japanese. Just I'm not good at pronouncing it at the time being. So yeah, it's definitely the exact same one in the official release, the official translation. That is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Tenjiro. Ah.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
gotta practice
a
again.
complicated name. I'll say that it's definitely tough to say.
Yeah.
As far as this, if you want to call it the first half of the chapter, it is pretty crazy and pretty curiously interesting as to saying where things go. But Sparta, how did you feel about this?
Like the first half of the chapter, you saying?
Hmm.
I mean, it was pretty fun because, like, I mean, like, if it's fun in terms of like the action, because I thought the action was actually pretty good so far around this time. I was somewhat expected maybe like a one. I was kind of hoping they didn't do a one shot thing. Like, yeah, I understand we're trying to demonstrate the power of a new character that's like really above the rest, which essentially he still shows to be the case. However, there is like other methods who still overwhelm him, and it continues to reinforce the series one of the series' strongest perk, and that is the teamwork thing. Because it's not like, hey, we just do teamwork by just combine what not like not as simple as saying like combine the attack power in a very simplistic way, more like a very strategic way, and it shows by the without jumping ahead, it does show us by the end of the chapter, which actually had me all hyped up. I really like how they utilize the teamwork in a very unique way in each part of the battle, and I always like that kind of things in this series. For the past past year so far, I think that's why I'm always like thrilled to see in action when it comes to teamwork, because the teamwork is always going to be something unique, something interesting, and something kind of like will actually like throw me off. Like, oh, I didn't see this coming. I didn't even think of this idea, even when it's something like like, hey, you got some guy who could do portals, and you got this guy who could disable magic. You would think it would be very simple as like, well, you just go there and then you would just teleport there. Boom, that'd be the end of the story. But it's just that the teamwork is really has been a selling point of the series, to in my opinion at least. Like like
It definitely does make it unique, and that
yeah.
it's like different every time. It's not like with the same group of people.
I like how they utilize like the anime in the recent anime episode. Well, not the very recent, but like recently, the anime actually reminded me how the Black Bulls managed to defeat Luck and then revert him back to Luck. So, but I was actually reminded by that scene, and I actually like about how they utilized the teamwork with Asta, Magma, and
Well, not sure. Oh,
wow,
she was in the recent chapter too. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Vanessa.
I don't know why I'm blanking now. Probably it's the night hour, but yes, like the team, like you had Asa dashing towards him, towards Luck, and then Asha is already doing the swinging pose, and that should have been the finishing blow for him from Luck. Now that could have been true, but then you have the string. You have the string that stop him from flying any further from his position, and then you have Magma who pretty much shot the fireball ahead of time. So that way it could just stop the string once Asta's done dodging, quote unquote, from Luck attack. But it's like stop. It's not like Asta really stop. It's just the strings actually make the stoppage, because it's like he's already in a position of attack. He's already in a position of thrusting. all you have to do is like let go, and then Asta would continue like from the exact same position, the exact same momentum. So that I thought that's pretty damn clever. It's like small detail like that always impressed me. And this series does the same thing by the second half of the chapter, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, I was enjoying this fight. I was enjoying how the showcase of a new character and how they, even if he could have like overwhelmed Noelle from the look of it, the teamwork is still pretty much a way to overpower the so called the powerful one out of the four.
It definitely makes it stand out a lot. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it does like helps out that it tells you how these characters have been grown, how these characters are actually pretty clever with their magic usage. So therefore he goes to do his biggest techniques, at least the way how you say it. But it was basically a demonstration of what this how this the vast mana of nature, as you say. So this is like something that's a big demonstration. I guess you could say it's a sneak preview, much like how what's his name? Back in the last arc when we were introduced to the ultimate magic of techniques. It's like, oh, there's like a highest level. So it's kind of like that. Like maybe we're gonna see a highest level from the other character as well one day, and maybe it'll be in this arc or maybe in a future arc. I don't know, but it's kind of like those demonstrations. Like, man, there's a lot of new possibilities. It's very interesting right now. So that's how I see it.
Speaking about the latter half of the chapter, here's the crazy thing. The last chapter, there was only one particular figure that was kind of similar to the whole Valkyrie. This one has like a lot, like more than I want to say at least four, at the very least. Because as soon as I went to this page, I was like, I could have sworn there was one. When did the other what? I want to say at least seven or eight. When did the other seven or eight come by? Because you feel like Asta with his grimoire going to his demon form. See him going through the attacks, wiping out each one, negating magic. So that is the power of your devil, is it? He's like, what? It's quite unpleasant, but it would be incredibly useful. It's like, you are quite remarkable, but you still cannot compete with me. And then the guy just asks something to himself like, my sword is being pulled by her mana. Not to mention, you don't have a shred of mana in your body whatsoever. How strange. Pleased to meet you, devil carrier of Clover Kingdom. I am Undyne. I am one of the four great elementals, and I formed a pact with the Princess of Heart Kingdom. And that's just singing like, level 9? What does that mean? Actually, no, I skipped. I skipped a couple panels, so my mistake. You are quite remarkable, but you still can't compete with me. Not to mention, you don't have a shred of mana whatsoever in your body, with no mana that puts you beneath a level 9. Thus, you gotta ask the thing, like, a level 9? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, that's right. You don't use the magic level system in your country. The lowest level is the lowest level is the level 9, followed by level 8, level 7, and so on and so on. It is a measurement used to identify the rank of one's raw magical talent and ability. And Asta is like frozen, or should I say cut in chains. I can't move, and I'm running out of breath. The highest rank is level 0. True lightning magic, heal, Gaza. I'm assuming that's what it says. To where we cut over back to Gaja as he's using that technique. And he's like, I don't sense their mana from any of the area I can see from here. Did they escape with this spatial magic? That would have been a wise decision, no matter where they try to go. And thus, as that's going on, that's when Nero pops back up. Which is the one thing I kind of mentioned in the last podcast. I was like, wait, Nero just dipped. Like, she was there, And then she wasn't there. But she shows up in front of Asta, goes into her human form. Hate to break it to you, but our power can't be measured by talent alone. Sealing magic reverse unbind as she removes the cuffs from Asta. And she's like, this magic. They were able to teleport accurately to a location they couldn't see. And you see Mimosa, plant creation magic, magic flower guidepost, location pinpointed transmitting, spatial magic fallen angel secret passage. That's what Finral uses. And then you got Noelle. Sorry, but water creation magic, sea dragon's roar. I'm not backing down before I show you what I can do. And then you also go back to Asta. I need to control my anti-magic. To keep my body from being dragged away. Sense someone's presence there, which means someone's inside. No doubt about it. Which also means there must be air in there too. And as that's happening, you're seeing Asta using his demon sword, cutting through, knock. The attack finds its mark, and overall, that is actually where the chapter ends. And I gotta say, it was interesting. It was definitely really, really interesting to seeing where that went, especially like when you correlate it back to Gaja and what Noelle and Finral and Mimosa have to do to ultimately, counterattack against what his particular magic is, and also more so with what Asta and Nero had to do. That to me was kind of like, even going back to like the first half of the chapter, that's kind of where it like really stood out. And it's kind of like with what Sparda said, where in every arc, yeah, we kind of get the teamwork aspect, but it's like a different form of teamwork, and this is no exception. Like, it's definitely really, really intriguing and really cool. Just see how the whole teamwork thing plays out, especially like right now with Asta and Nero, and on the other side with Noelle, Mimosa, and Finral. And especially when you get to the last page, and you're like, okay, so Asta's going in, he's about to unveil someone, which we find out in the next in this latest chapter. But Sparda, like, what did you feel about this final half of the 226?
It's funny because when they started talking about the stage level of the mana or the magic in this case,
Mhm.
like I was wondering like, as it going by like multiple numbers, as in like the power level scale style. Wait, no, again, I don't want to jump ahead because the next chapter does explain about the that system. But the way I see it is more like I don't see it as much as like Nanatsu no Taizai or it's the Seven Deadly Sin or Dragon Ball in the early stage where there's a power level that determine everything in terms of like, well, when you that person has like this power level, it's pretty much an automatic game over. It's like, oh, okay, that sucks. I mean, yeah, I know Dragon Ball and in some way Seven Deadly Sin started off trying to say like, well, we could still overwhelm them if we work together. Essentially, eventually they would just say like, well, if I'm this power level, I could easily do it one on one, and I would probably overwhelm that guy. So it doesn't matter if I get teamwork. Who needs that? We need power ups. So that's how they both went down, and that's the problem with those two series, and the problems with power level in general. It ruins the balance, and it does kick out the other characters if they're weak. Everybody has to be in the same wavelength somehow, some way. But that's hard on the writer. That's just an excuse to eliminate the other characters from the equation. With Black Clover, within this chapter, again, I'm not going to borrow the information that happens in the next chapter, but in this chapter, they pretty much tried to establish. Well, there's not try. They did establish that they have this stage system that only exists in the Hard Kingdom because they are very reliant on mana, magic, or the any association to magic in general. So they have the system level, and it makes sense. And then Asta was a great candidate to say, you may think that I am below every level just because I have no mana. That doesn't mean that I can still beat you or I can still do something incredible. And that's what happens here. I mean, pretty much Secre just destroy that claim. Like once you get this power level, you can never beat that character. I mean, of course, there'd be under circumstances, but the fact that they come this far with simply a lot of teamwork, they did defeat the devil, which the devil was like damn powerful as hell. But they did it with teamwork that made it happen. I mean, without Yami's massive swing, the swing that changed everything, they probably would have lost the battle. They probably would have still stuck with that battle. They probably, hey, maybe again, they probably just lose the battle for all we know. But
Yeah.
once that swing happened, it was like, oh, game changer. It was like fighting a character that was just had 100 HP, and then every swings is like always going to be like barely a 1 HP decrease. So say like the devil was at 85, we're like, damn, we still have a long way to go. We've been fighting for him. And then that one swing catches him off guard, and it's like, all of a sudden his HP became 20. And not only that, all his defenses, which is maybe it's like 1,000 percentage, just gone drain. Boom. And now you could defeat the devil. It's like that. It's very RPG technical talk, but that's the idea. Is that teamwork is going to get you can get you further than what you expected, and that's what Black Clover makes it. And that's what makes it black. Excuse me. That's what makes it special for the series. This whole teamwork thing, and Secre just shows up like, no, we don't deal with this power level crap. Even though it is not really a power level thing, it will explain more. But I know a lot of some. I know some people were afraid, but the way they address it in this chapter makes me believe it's more like a ranking system, not necessarily like a power level. Because again, the power level will be like, whoa, this guy's 120,000 in mana. It's that kind of thing. That those things is the one that you really should worry about.
Oh
It
yeah.
happens. It happens in Dragon Ball. They try to balance it, but they essentially just go back to, yeah. If you're that powerful, you could do it by yourself. It happens with Seven Deadly Sins. Like, damn, this guy's too powerful. We still lose. Oh, I become 100,000 instantly. Now I could kick his ass, which it does happen
It does.
here for the time being. But I strongly have faith with Tabata to utilize as well. If anything, you could just see it as like, I don't know, like those normal ranking system they have like in uh let's say Kimetsu no Yaiba with the moon demons system. Where it's like,
Good
yeah,
analogy,
they're higher
actually.
level. It's like, yeah, what was that?
That's a pretty good analogy, actually.
It's like, yeah, they're higher level. That means they will be intimidating. Does it mean it's impossible? Not necessarily. You just have to be clever, and you just have to, what's going to work, teamwork. So that's the idea. It's not gonna really affect the series. It's not like, well, Finral, you're useless now. Well, Mimosa is still pretty useful because healing. But I'm just saying, well, Finral, you're useless now thanks to the stage system, so we don't care about you characters anymore. I don't think that's gonna happen. Again, when it gets explained, it's like, all right, I'm cool with that system. But yeah, I like this chapter. I really like how it ended. I really like how they pretty much nailed it. That even though you have the stage system, it doesn't really matter too much in the end of the day, because what matters is that whenever, if you could make it possible to beat the person, then why should we really stuck by the system? If you could do the impossible, then it's not really impossible to begin with, right? So that's
No.
how I see it. And I like that kind of message. I like how the Secre just come out and it's just like, nope, deny. I just liked it because it, again, I don't want to get off balance with the whole power creep and all whatnot. Yeah, I understand Asta, and in the future will get really powerful, but teamwork is always going to be essential. And it seems to me that Tabata is going to keep it this way. And that's the approach he go with, rather than say like, you don't need teamwork. You can do one-on-one. Some series is trying to convert that. I feel that this one series is trying to say that, but I hope I'm wrong. But the point is, for a while, this series has not gone into that trend.
I can definitely second that 100% too, because I'm just like, yeah, it's definitely gonna. At least to me, it definitely feels like it's going in that direction. And just to echo my sentiments on the last chapter, I did think it was really good for very much the same reasons that you brought up Sparta, like especially when it comes like the whole ranking system and the whole explanation. Because I remember I was looking into that and I was like, wait a minute, hold on, are we gonna go that route? Which thankfully, at least going by this recent chapter, doesn't necessarily go in that direction, which is a good thing, to say the least. It's actually quite a nice way to transition over into the next chapter with 227, which is called the Omniscient Priestess. Who is the Princess of Heart that they've torn their way through to? You see Asta just charging through, and you see a chair, and he's like, wait, what? A doll? But I sense a person's presence from inside. Huh? You see a person, and he's like, wait, hey. Oh, sorry, it's just the snuggling, just snuggling the beaver feels so good. And he's like, wait, I don't know what's going on. Wait, yeah, he's like, what the heck's going on? And then you got the queen going like, come on, well, what are you doing, Rolo Pichika? Rolo Pichika. Again, names bit hard to pronounce, but bear with us. Bear with us on this. I'm gonna say Rolepichika. Well, what are you doing, Rolepichika? Thought I told you to stay out of your pajamas already. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, this person is the princess of the Heart Kingdom? And meanwhile, you see Nero in the back, Secre, just like, huh, okay, so that's what it is. Unfortunately, no troll face, but I guess you can imagine what that troll face would be like if Nero was in bird form. So there's that. He's like, okay, that's strange, but we roll with it. Sparta, you want to give your 2 cents on that, just based on that whole reveal?
Well, I guess I didn't see this coming in terms of design wise. But that's Black Clover for you. Sometimes you predict it would be very straightforward, but then you see this. I'm not
Gray.
sure how to describe. Huh?
I said it's like with Gray when the Gray reveal happened. It's like, huh, okay.
I mean, like it's funny because like for the past couple of chapters, like when you see like the silhouette, you would think like, oh, she's sitting down, she's acting like a boss. Like I want that devil. I'm like, oh dear. So like you hear my prediction in early podcast, and if you read my review, I'm like so fixated on the idea, like, what is wrong with her? Why she wants the devil power? Is the thing run by devil power? Well, I guess you could say this whole chapter was said, you are 100% wrong, Sparta. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I am wrong. I'm wrong starting from the appearance of the princess. I mean, I okay. I thought she was still sitting there. I thought she was in the armor. She sounded so damn serious. So what do you want from me? I I don't mind being wrong. I like to be surprised. So this is the first part of the surprise. Is she's like, yeah. It's like I'm witnessing a character that came from another world, some isekai style. Like, what's going on? Why she's like this? And I cannot pronounce the name. Lucy Loropichika. Loro. I should have practiced this. I should have practiced this before doing the
You and me
podcast.
both. I was like, wait, Rolo Pachica?
Yeah. But the tone, the whole tone and everything has changed. Even the spirit is like, oh, what are you doing? You should have changed your pajamas. It's like, or to something she's a caretaker, like a like a nanny or something. Like, what's wrong with this tone?
Right?
It's like, what's going on? What happens to the intimidation? What happens to the seriousness? What happens to everything that I thought to believe? And Secre is just still, but that's besides the point. Pretty
Yeah,
much,
Secre's just
this
like, oh, what in the world? Let's just
like
roll
Asta is just
with it. And Secre's just like, let's just roll with it. I'm not
yeah, like Asta just flabbergasted, and Secre's like, yeah, that's the first of many surprises that'll come from this chapter.
because after that, we cut over back to Gaja and Noelle and Mimosa and Finral, where we see the water, the dragon sea roars, water dragon being used, and Gaja's like, huh, without the defense I gained from my spell, I would have been in trouble. They were adjusting their power on the fly. That is some extraordinary ability. Now then, where do they get off to? And he immediately flashes over. No joke. That's what he does. He flashes over to Noelle, Finral, and Mimosa, and she's like, "What? He's so fast! I apologize to you all. I forced this battle upon you in order to test your magic level." And immediately they're like, "What? Wait, our magic level? Level 9s, 8s, and 7s, so the level the lower the level goes, the stronger they get." Which kind of correlates back to Rolepichika, Secre, and Asta. So yes, battles between mages aren't fought with numbers, but by the strength of their magic. It doesn't matter how many dozens of people group up together against one lone talented mage, they wouldn't stand a chance. That's why for wars between magic nations, military strength is measured by magic levels. The amount of mages a country has nearing level O represents the country's strength. Furthermore, fighting devils requires mages of at least a level 1 or higher. And as the explanation's going on, you get asked to go like, devils. Oh yeah. We came to this country on the trail of a powerful curse that may belong to a devil. You know anything about that? And Nero's just thinking, there he goes again, just right off, right out with it. And then you get the spirit going like, only the spirit director should know about that. How do they get that information? Either way, unfortunately, we can't speak anymore about that to anyone. And then you get Rolepichika just continuing on with the explanation, just saying, that must be me. I have been cursed by a devil. At this rate, I figure I'll be dead in about a year. Which is kind of crazy because you see Asta just going like, wait, what? And you see the little vortex kind of around the stomach area, which I don't think is the first time we've seen it. As far as I can remember. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel like it's the first time we've seen that. I think somebody else had that. Unless I'm wrong, totally wrong about that. You correct me in the comments about that. It's like actually, Lucky it is the first time. Which if it is, okay, yeah,
I'm trying to
that
remember if it's the first time.
I don't think it's because I feel like we've seen it, but at the same time, I'm thinking, did we? You've got like a what panel going on twice. Why did you tell them that? What? Huh? Come again? And Ass is just looking confused, like, we're just here.
It's just amusing. It's just amusing because it's like it's supposed to be a secret, and then she just flat out like, "Well, yeah, that's just me. I got cursed, and I'm gonna die in probably like a year, maybe." And it's like, wow, you just spoiled the entire you spoiled the entire thing that we try to keep a secret all this time. So what the hell? And she, it's like backfire, like, huh, and I don't, it's just again. The princess is not what I expected. At
Nope.
least the way how they hype her up. I mean, it will still be there. Just appearance wise is very deceiving, I guess you could say. The
Oh
damn glasses, I assume.
yeah, glasses for sure.
Mm.
And she's like, well, I guess it's too late now. Yeah, that's right. The reason that we brought you here and tested your magic levels was in order to defeat that which has cursed Rolepichika. The devil, which kind of ties back into, I want to say 222, I think. Pretty much the chapter where, oh my god, I'm blanking on her name right now. The one Noelle was talking to.
Dorothy?
There we go, Dorothy. Can't believe I
Mhm.
didn't pull that slide. But yeah,
Late night.
yeah,
It's
late
like
night.
brain cannot register quickly.
Yeah, yeah, a little callback to that. It's like, by the devil Magicula. And as I understand it, this is something we rather have in common. The people of Clover Kingdom and ourselves, and you get after it. I get just going like, what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I forgot to water Paparata.
She looked so dead serious, like, oh
She
god, this is
did, and
bad,
then
this
she's
is
like,
bad, this is bad. I just forgot to water the trees. I'm like, oh never mind.
she's like, what is going on? It's like really? Wow, we were right in the middle of a serious conversation there, or so I thought. And again, you got Secret in the corner, like, they're really okay for a girl like that to be the princess of a country? I mean, she's
Uh,
not wrong.
yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, that's a hell of a point.
Yeah,
I
I would have questioned the same
mean,
thing. I would be like,
yeah. I mean, appearance wise, would definitely would just deceive the hell out of you. Like, yeah, I think this kingdom is going to die, regardless if you're not in charge. So
right?
why should we save you? Why would you break the curse? You're pretty much useless. Then the next page says, "Yeah, okay, I made a terrible mistake. I jumped to the conclusion so damn soon because holy moly, I'm not sure how one person could handle this, but she can.
That artwork, as always.
Mm-hmm. All the different scenes, different cameras, different areas. It's crazy. It's like I forgot that character name from the
Like a
Matrix movie.
one-woman police force, like just looking at everything.
Yeah, and she actually keeps every single track. It's not like, oh my headache, I don't know what's going on. But no, she's definitely surveillance every single aspect. It's crazy. It's that alone is crazy. I mean, we one day we were going to see her in action, but she was just sleeping. She was just, but that's still saying something because she was just sleeping, and everything else is being done by the spirit. Is like, damn, this is and Asta could have lost if the teamwork didn't happen. So there's that too.
Yep.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving.
Very deceiving to say the least. But yeah, you got her going like, there you go, some water. Wow, Zolith and their friends are doing well today. And don't run so fast. That's dangerous. Oh, look at this. Tartarus fruits are growing big. Oh man, uh, Karasa's cough has gotten better. I'm so glad. I'm like, Nero's secret, her reaction in general. See, not only that, but she's able to control the water anywhere freely. She's she's processing information from the entire kingdom at once, and get asked in the corner, just like she's making enough to water an entire forest.
Crazy.
Her serenity and warmth blanket everything together as one, with a delicate, optimistic demeanor that never falters. That is
Hmm.
the Princess of Heart Kingdom. Like, come on, Rolepichika, get it together and go chain into some proper clothes. The current princess has inherited most of the powers of the previous princesses. The harmonious, beautiful guardian deity of Heart Kingdom, the omniscient priestess. She is an irreplaceable existence. We absolutely cannot allow her to lose to the likes of a devil's curse.
See, this is the image I would imagine if I was if we were to saw her this image. It was like, yeah, that's definitely a princess like. That's how I imagine my first
That's what I
going
imagine too,
in.
actually.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
it is pretty amazing how much they could change when the spirit decided to, hey, you gotta dress up the part, and this is how she's supposed to look like. Like, yeah, that's very convincing now.
Yep.
And then there's just one big problem that would just come right after the amazement that these two are feeling from her aura. It's like,
What?
my God. Huh?
That is funny because you got Secret going like, see, well, because she doesn't say that, but yeah, see, you're actually really pretty when you clean up properly, and I can't move in like I can't move in this, and I'm actually kind of laughing because this is one of the rare instances we see Asta blush.
Oh my God.
I'm like, wait, what?
You know, it would have been amusing to see how Finral reacted. Like, wow, she's like this. I would never have thought this. And then when she dressed up before, and then he goes into his mode, which was saddens me again. But like, come on, Finral, what you doing? You're supposed to be a man for one woman, not a man of all.
Finesse, Finral, finesse. You made
Come
a
on, man.
commitment.
Come on, man. Pull yourself together. I'm like, seriously cheering for you, and you keep freaking messing it up for me.
Seriously, it's like stick by your commitment, Finral. I mean, it's funny,
Seriously.
but
What the?
goddamn.
But after this amazing attire that definitely makes her look like a royal princess, yeah, she just somehow tripped. She tripped amazingly bad. I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, right. I'm just like, huh.
I was like, come on, man.
It's like we get the look and everything. I'm like, okay. Uh-oh. It's like, wait, why?
Wise right.
That's what I would have said. It's like, I get it. Is there ultra klutzness also because of the curse? Ultra klutzness.
It's like, no, that's just no, that's just normal.
See, that has always been like that.
I'm like, oh, well, I would have believed that somehow.
Yeah.
I would have. I would have.
Like, the odious one who cursed my beloved Rolepichika. The devil Majecula resides within that land. And this is gonna where shit kind of hits the fan because we go back, supposedly. We had just come to Diamond Kingdom to scout it out, but and then we see Magna, Luck, Vanessa, and like everything is like leveled out. You see this one dude. It's like all these Diamond Kingdom soldiers defeated by just one lone man. Yo, like you got Magnus fighting. They even had people in their army whose strength was captain class. And you got Vanessa going like, "Toads are freaking out on me, Luck." And this is how dire the situation got because pretty much the chapter ends off with Luck saying, "As much as it pains me to admit it, this is the first time I've actually ever felt this way. I truly don't want to fight him." And I'm just sitting here going like, "Damn."
If only I had a way to play the sound, because that line, that closing line, no less, it was warranting for the dun dun dun, because yeah,
It
that is a
was.
huge deal. After like 200 chapters, he always loves to fight. He's like a fighter,
It's like, come
but
on, let's
then
fight. Let's fight. And he's like, not that guy. Anyone but that guy. And I was like, what's so special? Oh, Spades Kingdom. Woo!
yeah.
He's like, oh, new threat. I'm like, what's so special? Oh no. We got the spades now.
And that's the kingdom that has this very suspicious activity when it comes to the demonicness. So this is very telling. This guy who somehow looks like the character from Hunter x Hunter, from the backdrop at least.
I didn't even that. Wow.
Like he has the same, he has very similar clothes, even a hairstyle. It's like, huh? I see Hunter x Hunter inspiration from this. He,
Tabata, were you copying pasting again?
I mean, he did it with Berserk imagery. We already saw that. So maybe Hunter x Hunter is another one. It's like, hey, this is my kind of thing too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, hey, cool. Oh
I
shit. Huh?
said I ain't complaining.
No, no, I'm not complaining either. I mean, if you can make an art look fantastic, so be it.
So the question is, what does he look like in the front? Does he have a mask going like, "Who am I?" I'm like, oh boy, here we go again with the masks. Always the damn masks.
If it was Oda of One Piece, we could guarantee there would be something very overly silly about his appearance.
Give or take.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh, he has a big face, a big head, a square head, a big tooth, only one giant buck tooth. Something
Okay,
stupid. Something stupid, even though it is amusing and original. It's Oda would do something like something dumb like the closest character. No, actually, there are a few characters. I'm lying. There are a few characters that legitimately looks really damn awesome, even with some silly choices of design wise. But here I doubt that will be the case unless he does do something like that. It's like, what's house? Okay. And I thought you had something amazingly cool looking guy, and then he ends up looking very, very goofy. One Piece style.
like, who is this? Like, yeah. So one of them.
But yeah, but that is a good question. Who exactly is this guy? We know he's from the Spade Kingdom, which is already telling us the Spade Kingdom is very, very, very dangerous. Hell, it's just one guy. And
I
he's defeated
mean, he well, I don't want to say decimated, but he pretty much like punked everybody.
Yeah. I mean, we just got back learning about this kingdom to be like a powerhouse kingdom. And then this happened.
There's
I
one
mean,
dude.
I don't. I mean, we don't know. Like, what's the? We don't even like. We don't know many things. We don't know the reason why the Spade Kingdom would like to. It has come here for something, obviously. But why now? Why start now? Like, what's the situation? And then is it because there's a devil they're aware that is lurking here or something? Especially we just found out just now that somewhere here there's a devil or Megacula. I'm bad pronounce it today, but yeah, the main target is it here? What is the story behind this? Like, what exactly? Where are we heading to right now? Like, it does seem like this arc would be all about that devil as they has been building up for a
Ending
while
it,
now.
yeah.
It seems like that's the main enemy of this arc, which should be really interesting. But what's interesting now is that the Spade Kingdom pretty much invaded one man and just took out every single power army. So now it's like, where do we go from here? And what's the intention? Just to
And
rule the
where's
entire
Mars?
kingdom?
That's my question. Where's Mars?
I don't know. I mean, like maybe he bailed and no longer part of the captains. Hey, if he did, it's like, well, good timing because look at these guys; they're just destroyed.
You know, like
So
I can just imagine Mars like just walking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna get involved in that. Let's watch that."
I made a good choice to ignore this.
It seems like one of those things that the Black Clover anime would do. Now that I think about it, it's like at the very end. It's like you got the Clover clips, like or Petite Clover. It's like, should we go help them have fun? I'm like, how about we don't?
So I do wonder though, are we still gonna see the possible dwarf? Well, Charmy's not there, so I think that would be on hold for a while.
Yeah, good point.
Right now, we only have Magna, Luck, and Vanessa in there, which seems like a fun trio these days. But
And
yeah,
Lug is
but
sweating. Like he's
he,
like, Alyssa. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere around that guy. I'm like, what did you see?
it's like, did I hear that right? Was it mistranslation? I mean, you gotta think about it. He has gone through a lot of strong enemies, stronger than him, and he still feel the thrills and chills. Here, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing this. I quit. That's what you just said. I was like, holy crap. It's 200 chapters. You've been excited to fight somebody, even if they're like double the power, triple the power. Just how bad is this guy from Spades Kingdom? Like, how bad are we talking about?
It's like if Luck was had a craze for blackjack. He's like, keep going, keep going. He's like, no, no more. I'm like, what just happened?
What I want to know is the leader of the Diamond Army is there. What's his mind going right now? Like, oh, I should just give the kingdom to the Spades Kingdom. Like again, I don't know what's the intention. Maybe it's the fact that maybe they track a demon and the devil, and it's like, hey, I want that devil. I'm gonna go invade them and just take it for myself. But we guess we gotta wait for the next chapter, which is again, what a what a hell of a way to introduce the Spade Kingdom.
Yeah, right.
That's for sure. I was like, damn, okay.
I thought it was going to be a system where, like, okay, maybe this entire because the first saga essentially was kind of on the Clover Kingdom. It's like, okay, maybe this next saga would be on the Hearts Kingdom, but you got this dude just randomly show up and just like mopping the floor with everyone. I'm like, are we dealing with both? I mean, I'm fine with that, but wow, okay,
Yeah.
crazy though. There's one dude, and I think what's even crazy is that we don't know what he used.
Yeah, we don't
We don't
even
know
know
his
his
magic
power.
or anything.
Yeah, we don't know the magic. We don't know how strong we don't know like what makes it stands out that makes it so like holy shit, I can't beat him at all. Like what he does, a giant beam? What? We don't know nothing. And if they keep it this way, well, shoot, that's still scary. If Thomas like keep it this way, it will give us more interest with the character, with this mysterious character that looks like Hunter X Hunter character. Seriously, he does. From the backside, at least.
He does. Now that you mention, he kind of does. I'm like, you know, I forgot his
But
name, but I know who you're referring to.
yeah, I forgot his name. It's been a while. It's like from what arc? Like third arc, I think.
Phantom Troop, I think. I think it was Phantom.
Yeah. Ooh, shoot. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
find
look
them.
up. I'm gonna look that up too. Phantom Troop.
I was like, Hunter X Hunter reference. I see.
Uh oh no, it's not Corollo. I know
No,
that. It's definitely not Corollo.
it's. Yes, you could say that. Actually, you could say that. Yeah, actually, it might be him that I'm thinking. It just has a little different color, but it's still same back
From the back
coating
end, yeah.
design. Yeah, the haircut is a little different, but I guess the haircut I got mixed up with the other characters. Like I remixed two characters, one for the clothing wear, and the other one's for the hairstyle. But
Yeah.
which hairstyle? I know the hairstyle definitely feels Hunter X Hunter ish. Just trying to remember whose character
Which
I'm remixing with. I know I'm remixing someone, but yeah, it's definitely Corolla. That was definitely him. Lucifer.
maybe
It was
Keanu's
definitely him.
evil twin. You messed up.
It was definitely him though.
Is like, who's the guy that took out all these people? And then you see, and then you like cut over to like sometime in the future. It's like his like it was just like Captain Yama's like, no, it's a brother, Mike. Again.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. It was him. It was him. But like in the other timeline. Like you remember when he does have that hair before he got the just the clean haircut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was him. That's what I was thinking. The other
Yeah.
version of him. Yeah. It was him then. Completely him. Okay. It's been a while. Damn hiatus.
Right. Which,
Blame the hiatus, damn it.
not to go off on too much of a tangent, but no Hunter x Hunter chapter so far this year. Huh.
Yeah, a lot of people was betting on it because hey, maybe these series that not doing good are going to get canceled, and then they're going to be like, please, sorry, Takashi, please come back and do some Hunter x Hunter, so you can sell volume, and we will make up every losses from the other series. But I guess they're not in a panic. Well, I mean, they're not really panicking, but still, you can still bring Hunter x Hunter back. I guess it is really on Togashi call in the end. But still, a man can dream. A man can dream. Oh
Who
well.
knows? Maybe 2020, 30 chapters.
I
Okay,
mean,
that would be
yeah.
that'd be
I mean,
crazy.
hey, you could. I mean, hey, at least you could find yourself a new novel because recent chances of Hunter x Hunters were none but novel. It was like wall of text. it was
All of
pretty
that.
amazing. It was like, wow, I'm reading a novel and a manga.
It's like, damn, so many words. Yeah, who knows? This could be like Yami's evil brother or something. And like, oh, since when? Like,
Well, we don't know Yami's origin, not completely at least.
oh, we don't.
So you never know. You never know because he does have that magic. It's very extremely rare. So why?
The only thing that make me go like is, oh boy, here we go. We got the Nissan treatment again. Evil brother. Out on the loose. Like, okay. Kawata, I hope you know what you're doing, but the thing is, we don't know who this guy is, so. Yeah. Could be someone related to Yami. Or maybe someone connected to him in some way, shape, or form. Could say a lot of things. But if I had to give the chapter a rating, I would say the chapter was definitely a great plus. I mean, I would have been cool to get a little bit more stuff from Noelle, Mimosa, and Finral, but it's kind of like a minor thing on my end. Plus, cliffhanger and more importantly, just getting the hard princesses aspects on the whole matter too, especially with like, oh man, like you see Asta, you see Secre, they're like, she looks pretty, and then 2 seconds later, like, never mind, she's a klutz. That's established. We're gonna stick by that, which is probably the most amusing thing throughout the entire chapter. It's like I said, only to get intercepted by the last page, where it's like, who is this guy, and how the hell did he do this? It's kind of the spot we're in right now, but Sparta, like, what did you think in terms of like the chapter overall?
I thought that the chapter itself was a pretty amusing one, mainly because of the princess with her characteristic. It's like yeah, she's definitely strong, but her appearance and her clumsiness is pretty doesn't complement the power or the imagery you have, or at least I have back in a couple of chapters ago. Like they were pretty convincing for a long time. Oh, I thought that the whole idea that they want the devil's magic because maybe it was like a power source to them or something like that. But instead, they did it because, well, she's on the verge of getting killed by the curse that was left by the Mega Kula. I guess like yeah, I'm still not good at pronouncing that, but I'll prepare myself next time. Anyway, so it clears out a lot of things, a lot of misunderstanding or misdirection on my behalf. That's all my fault. So if you believe in my theory, well, cancel that completely because this chapter says, nope, you are wrong. And I'm fine to be wrong. I'm not going to be like, oh, why I'm wrong. I hate this series. Bad writing, bad writing. Instead, it's one of the case of like, well, you thought one thing. It's a case of you thought one thing, you miss out the other. So I'm fine with this direction. I like this direction. I thought the princess was pretty amusing. She made me laugh. She's pretty interesting. I wanted to see. I wanted to know where we're heading to with this direction. Now it seems like they want the Clover Kingdom to work together with the Heart Kingdom, which that sounds pretty interesting. Then it gets more interesting, but concerning with the whole Spade Kingdom decimated the Diamond Army in matter of I don't know how long, but we know is that one man just took out the entire army, which we were to believe they were going to be a threat. I mean, they technically were, but the idea is they were a threat, and we saw how much of the problem they were against Asta, Noelle, Vanessa, the whole witch force. Well, not the witch, the queen herself, because she was damn powerful herself, and she had her own motive, which is pretty alarm, which was alarming at the time. That said, they were still pretty strong, the Diamond Army. Then this happened. Now you're wondering, oh, I thought we was gonna see the rest of the Diamond Army. Where do we go from here? I don't know. The Spade Kingdom surely said, ah, you should fear me. Hell, you should fear us, because we don't know how many strong guys are out there. We don't know if this guy is just like a henchman, a pawn, or just like
One
rank.
dude.
Yeah, just one guy just decimated everybody. Whatever, that's like 5 of them, 10 of them. It's like, well, let's not go to war against the Spade Kingdom because if we do that, well, I guess we could have our own version of Evangelion somehow. We could have a bad ending. Yay.
Make it funny. The Spade Kingdom's only run by one dude. Basically, that guy.
Yeah, right?
Like, okay. They said
But
there's
yeah.
some dark
Mhm.
activity going on in there.
Yeah, like I said, I I really enjoyed this chapter. It was a fun chapter. It was a nice to understand the whole magic stage system. Makes sense to me. I doubt it's gonna go crazy. It's more like it's just based on the strength of the magic. So it's not like, my God, it's just impossible. Again, if Asta's there to defeat the possible, why should we really worry too much of the power level? And the whole teamwork thing is still gonna be as one of the key factor of the series going forward, which is perfectly fine. It's not like, well, we don't need Finral. Get out of here. You're too weak. There's no need for doing that. Everybody has their own ways to be useful, and perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter with the whole Spade Kingdom invading the Diamond Kingdom. We'll see where we go from there. Definitely interested to see the next chapter.
It'll definitely be interesting to see where that goes. And oh man, what a stinger! That's the best way I can describe it. Is what a stinger we're kind of left on at the moment. Especially right now, it's like okay, drop everyone stop dropping their theories as the like what the hell just happened. If you want to make that a hashtag for the last page of the chapter, go ahead and do that too. Go ahead and do that too. Honestly, instead of that, like I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the chapter. I mean, I would have said like like thoughts and predictions, but we kind of already kind of discussed our points a bit as to what we kind of expect to occur. But I guess if I were to talk about it briefly, do I think we're gonna immediately cut to the end of this chapter? Percentage scale, I'm gonna say 30-70. 30% chance we might, 70% chance says we don't. We're gonna focus mainly on Asta and like Asta's side of the story, and then also with Noelle, Finral, and Mimosa. That's the impression I get in terms of the next chapter. What about you, Sparta?
I think we're gonna focus a little bit more with where the cliffhanger left off. I think we're gonna focus a little more. Maybe we'll see the character's appearance, his face, and everything, and then maybe we'll see where his next destination will be, and then we go back to Asta, Noel, and the rest of the character. Hopefully, they'll all be reunited, and then they will get the better impression. Because now they try to clear up. It's like, okay, we sort of got carried away because one, we needed to find out how good is your devil magic, and two, we needed to find out how good you could withstand our magic, especially me, like stage 0. Can you withstand this true magic element? Which is interesting to I kind of failed to mention because the true magic has started to appear more and more. I noticed that. I think that was the other character that attained true magic. And it sounds like true magic is pretty much like not essentially like a ultimate magic, but pretty much like the best tier, like the highest tier of your grimoire. That's the impression I'm having, at least. Because now that we established that these magic aren't based on like, oh, I use curse magic and make it essential for my people, so therefore it will be um a different output of the magic. Now we could say like everybody in the Heart Kingdom are using it like more of a second nature, more so than like without sounding like it's the same thing. But my point is that they're so attached to magic. They understand the inner depth of magic level, which is why they made the system in the first place. So if we go by that logic, that means that they should know and understand thoroughly of the grimoire. Maybe this is one way that the Black Bulls, or at least those characters there, could understand more of their grimoire, and maybe they can learn new magic down the line. It'd be interesting. I'll be all for it, but only time will tell. I do believe we're going to see a little more of the Diamond Kingdom location. Maybe we'll see the appearance, and then we will see where we go from there in the at the Heart Kingdom, because it does sound like they wanted to ask the Clover Kingdom to join together to find that devil. But then whatever happens in this, with the spade and diamond, we'll see. We have to wait and see. Maybe the work. Maybe we'll have a two kingdom versus two kingdom. That'll be awesome. But again, we'll see how this Spade Kingdom invasion, or one man invasion, goes to. Because again, one guy took all the
Uno.
loot. Yeah, it's like, huh? If you're gonna work together, why did you defeat all my men like that? Then,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. I'm really interested to see where we go from here.
Definitely second that 100%. We could talk about this for a while, but I do feel like we have pretty much covered everything, both in terms of chapters and in terms of predictions. And at the moment, all we can do is just wait and see for, basically just what happens moving forward with Black Clover. Sparta, it was really great having you on board again for another Black Clover podcast, even though at least as a reason it's kind of been a bit weird in terms of when we're doing it and stuff.
Well, you can't be, you can't. It's hard to try to keep it up weekly basis, especially when there's everything going on outside world, at home, at work, whatever. Trust me, I know that feeling. It's really hard to try to keep it up. I mean, if YouTube was your job, then obviously it'd be much easier. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you're trying to make something like this, which is, some people will see as like an actual job, even if you do it out of hobby, it's still hard to manage time. At least in my opinion. Maybe it's just me, but regardless, it's whenever the time comes, whenever we do the podcast, it's always a joy. It's always fun to talk about it. It's always fun to discuss something that we like, and I'll be happy to be part of it in the next podcast, whenever that time be. It could be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a year. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about a year. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. My point is, I'll be
I've got a
ready
lot
when the
of time
time.
to cover.
It's like, well, we got a 50. Let's see. We got like, well, there'd be breaks. We got 50 chapters to talk over.
Be a 4-hour podcast. I'll say that.
4 hours? Try like maybe a day.
Different
Depends
day.
how much we discuss. Unless we skim through 49 chapters and they just talk about one chapter
Check out the last
thoroughly.
two.
But yeah, point is, I'll be ready for whenever you're ready.
Fingers crossed next week. Fingers crossed. Because I know some of you guys want us to get back to that system, so I'm going to try to make sure that happens sooner than later. And other than that, you guys, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to this podcast on Black Clover. I'm LuckyG7.
Sparda3g.
And we will catch you guys next time with Uno.